Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.
Hello and welcome to Nirmal Bank, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Kunal Shah, Head of Commodities Research, joining in. Welcome to the show, Kunal. Kunal, let's start with what's happening with regards to where crude markets are concerned. Clearly, uh, the Asian markets have moved into a state of cautious expectation, although we just have October, which is still halfway through. Now, there is great amount of uncertainty that could still be expected. What's the sense that you get on this front on crude, and how do you think will Exxon's big bet on oil play out for the crude market?
Yeah, so first of all, regarding the fundamentals of crude oil, like I explained the day before yesterday, the fundamental side is the US oil production has gone down, and the other oil producers such as Libya, Norway, from there the production is going up. And meanwhile, there is a further lockdown taking place in Europe, so the demand side doesn't look bright. So I think for the time being, crude oil is going not going to go above on MCX about 3020, 3030. These are the maximum upside what we can see. But at the same time, we can expect the downside to the tune of 2900 to 2880. This is my level. So we saw spike because of the inventory. So
Correct.
I think now the actual fundamental, which are not that bullish, that are going to play a major role, and we can see levels of 2880 to 2890 during evening session. So not very bullish on crude oil.
Right, so that's with regards to where crude goes. Now, coming back to what's happening with gold and silver, somewhere, down the line, you're seeing gold, which is managing to stay above that $1,900 per barrel. That's the level where it is seeing some relative stability and support. Do you think this is the time to enter gold and we could see higher levels taking the festive season into consideration? And simultaneously, what should the trend look like with silver as well?
Yeah, so my view is bullish. Yesterday, for the first time, what we saw was, in spite of the strength in dollar index, gold and silver prices did not correct it. So yesterday's low of gold and silver should be used as a stop loss, and you should remain long. Buy at dips is my strategy, my recommendation. 61,600 to 500 silver you can go long. Gold 50,500 to 400 you can go long, and I'm expecting both commodities to go up. So irrespective of what happens, I stand bullish on the both commodities, and I'm expecting a spike in the prices of gold and silver going forward. So uh, the main reason for me to be bullish is, in spite of stronger dollar, also gold and silver are going up. So it is showing the strength. And yesterday we saw the statement by World Bank indicating, WHO also said that the global economy is going through irreparable losses. These kind of statements, always tends to attract investors towards gold.
Hmm.
So view is bullish on gold and silver both. My next week target would be around 63,000, and gold my target would be around 50,900 to 950.
Right. And with this, as you mentioned about the dollar index as well, now another factor that we need to watch out for today will be the US retail sales numbers to which the dollar index could be reacting. What is your anticipation? Because it's trading in that 93 to 94 kind of a band. Do you think that's something it will be able to break in today's session? What's your expectation on that front?
I think the expectation of US retail sales data is going to be better than expected, mainly because of the stimulus what the central banks have given in US. So I think at that time, dollar index can give a spike of 10-15 paisa after the
Hmm.
data, and that can lead to some fall for that 10-15 minutes. And after that, it should again start going down. So that's why I mentioned that wait for some correction and then you can go long. And if you can see that 400 500 rupees downside, you go long at current market price also.
Right. And Kunal, when you talk about base metals as well, it's a pretty mixed and a sideways trade that we have been witnessing in today's session. Especially, you've seen a decline that's coming in with regards to lead prices. Copper and zinc have been slightly on an uptrend in today's session. Secondly, what's happened is I have been hearing of news reports which are suggesting that the top miners have been in discussions to avoid a strike at Chile as well. What does this actually lead to, and what's the kind of direction we could see in these different base metals?
Yeah, so I'll come one after another. First, on Wednesday, we recommended to go long in nickel.
Hmm.
And that day, nickel prices were trading at 11, 10, 14.
Hmm.
My target was 11.25 to 11.30. It is already 11.40 now, and I still feel that nickel can still go up. So, nickel 11.35, 11.30 you can buy. Target 11.50, and stop loss should be placed at somewhere 1125 to 1125 if you've gone long in 1135, and if you can put another 5 rupees, then maximum 1120. I think nickel looks bullish,
Hmm.
and one should go long in nickel. Second, copper, like you rightly said, if the strike is the imminent strike which we are hearing is not going on, then copper can correct. So copper, I'll recommend to be little cautious because this news flow. But if it declines to 524, 525, that kind, I think that are the levels where you can go long. So my recommendation: wait for 2-3 rupees dip, and then you can go long in copper. If you are of the view that Kunal sir, if 522, 523, if copper comes, then also I'm fine. You can go long at current market price also.
Right,
Uh,
and anything that looks interesting. Okay, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and zinc looks bullish to me. 192.50, one
Hmm.
can go long. 195 are the targets what one can expect, and stop loss should be placed around 190, 150, or 191. One more reason is that because of the COVID-19 crisis,
Hmm.
the mines which have got closure of mines, what we saw, we are not going to see the production still coming back normally. So a lot of these miners are going to take a lot of time to restart their production. So on an average in South America, the production of metals have declined by 10 to 15%. So the
Hmm.
supply side is still weak, and the demand is now coming back with, again, people want to start the business normally. So metals still look strong only.
Right. And anything on the agri commodity side? Because earlier, a couple of weeks ago, you have been positive with regards to chana. You've been positive with regards to oilseeds as well. What's the sense that you pick up now?
So cotton also looks good to me. The weather conditions for the prevailing crop in US is not very lucrative. So I think cotton also looks good to me. One more commodity in India, there is a sowing of RM seed which will take place. I am slightly bullish on that commodity also. 5,500 is the levels where you can go long for the upside target of 5650 or perhaps 5700. Apart from that, chana, which I have been bullish, I think government has allowed the import of chana. The quota has come out, so I think chana should
Hmm.
go down 54.50. Good levels to go short for the December contract, and you can see levels of 53.50 to 53.10. So these are my agri strategies.
Right. And what's your view coming in with regards to natural gas, Kunal?
Natural gas, you can go long around 202, 201. Stop loss should be placed at 198, and target should be on the upside 207, 208. The reason mainly is the production of oil and gas in US is going down. So it should get us
Hmm.
from that.
Right. So that's the view coming in with regards to where natural gas goes. In fact, that was one of the questions. I think there is one more question. Kunal, are you able to see the second question? One second.
No.
Yeah, someone wants you to repeat the gold and silver buy price, stop loss, and target. Khaja Ziauddin.
Yeah. So if you want to go long in gold, you can go long around 61,700 to 750, and for evening session, place a strict stop loss. If you want deep stop loss, then you can put a stop loss of yesterday's low. And if you want short term, then I think even if you go long at around 50,650, stop loss should be placed around 50,500, and target should be expected to around 50,850. So I am of the very firm view that even if yesterday there was an announcement that the stimulus may not come before election,
Elections, correct.
so even though, in spite the gold and silver market digested that news, that itself is a very big thing.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I am sticking with my bullish view. And silver also same. Silver around 61,500. You can go long 61,500 levels. You can go long. Put a stop loss of 60,950 to 900, and expect it to test 62,500 to 63,000 next week.
Right. So these are that's the view coming in with regards to gold, silver, natural gas, crude, as well as the other commodities as well. Thank you, Kunal, so much for joining in, everyone. Thank you for joining in as well, and have a happy weekend. Thank you.